Hey guys, welcome back. If you haven't played tournaments before, you're going to want to play the entire thing in 1x speed. And that reason is it gets you 8 more kills just because the waves spawn in slower. So then you have more time left, so the game tries to catch you up, but it catches you up too much, so it spawns extra enemies. And if you don't want to get Garo, Gremmy, and the Witch, there's 2 other strategies you can use. One of them is Rem and Rom and the Tokyo Ghoul Battle Pass raid. He appears at the end of the raid, and with him you can get 10 trillion damage. And the other way is the slime. You can go look at my other tournament video on how to use him. And for the souls and skill trees, this guy's using the Soul of Intimidation with the crit skill tree. Gremmy's using the Soul of Efficiency with the crit skill tree, and Garo's using the Soul of Strife with the crit skill tree. And for future tournaments, you probably just want to run everyone the crit skill tree, because it's the best in the game. Yeah. If you enjoy the content, please drop a like and subscribe. And since I joined the YouTube partnership program, I might be able to use Persona music. So if it's no music playing right now, it got taken down by YouTube and I got a copyright strike. But if not, thank you all for 500 subscribers. Now I can use Persona music. And if you're looking for any replacements, just find anyone that nerfs their own SPA, like consistently. And then for Death Sun, any nuke that does 250 trillion plus can replace him. Or any total damage nuke. Which I'm not sure if Luffy's hard caps, but I think Loopy has a total. Slime has a total. Using Slime's not fun. There's lots of units you can use. I'm sure there's something in the game that probably has a total damage nuke that I'm forgetting. Yeah. I think for this tournament, you don't want to upgrade the Witch and Garo till this guy has 20 trillion damage about. And I've already failed 3 runs before this because I accidentally pop it too soon. Or I don't get enough damage on him early. So I recommend the most you do for Garo is upgrade him to 2 and start cycling his modes. And for the Witch, just keep her at 1. And when you get the Witch, do not use Castle of Dreams. It applies an effect called Restrict, and it'll take away the kills from cloner enemies that appear every like 7 waves. So that's all you really need to know. And for the rest of the time, I'm just gonna yap. And I think I'm gonna start it off with like friends, I guess. Because I had this one friend that I told about my YouTube channel. I think he's the only friend I really watches my YouTube channel. And I feel like he doesn't enjoy my content. But I haven't shown any interest in his stuff. So I guess it just makes sense that if you don't really show interest in other people, they won't show interest in you back. Which I guess is a pretty narcissistic thing to say. But all that really matters is your own opinion. Because he's always talking about, yeah, you play trashy Roblox TDs. You need to play real games. You need to play good games. I'm like, but I enjoy it. I enjoy these games. And I think he needs to realize that you can't save somebody that doesn't want to be saved. Like, if I enjoy these games, I'm gonna play them. That's just the person I am. You can't change somebody into something they're not. And I don't get why so many people want to change each other. I think now, how much damage is he at? You want to wait until he's at like 20 trill. I already said that before, but I've messed up so many runs because he's not at 20 trillion. But even if you think it would help your friend to like get him on better games or like do better in life, the person's gotta want that. Because there's this saying that my parents used to say, saying you can lead a horse to water but you can't make it drink. And that's the most accurate thing you can really say about me. Is that I think I'm probably going to enjoy these games the rest of my life. And it might be because I'm simple-minded, but they're fun to me. I enjoy them. I've always enjoyed like team building games where you get to decide what goes on your team rather than first-person shooters. I've always enjoyed strategy. And I'm not sure if it's because I've always been bad at those types of games, or what's wrong with me, really. Because they're definitely good games that he's trying to recommend me. Like, even in my genre, it's just, I don't get, like, excited for it. I'm not sure if anyone else feels like that. Also, if the bosses ever like become too much, just use this on Garo, and it will give her like a 20 quadrillion nuke. I need to check his damage. Okay, you can probably upgrade the witch now, like 12 minutes into the match. You want to use Forbidden Arts, and then don't use this. This is bad. Even though it gives you all damage from this unit at 1.5, you already have enough damage. And the main damage is from Garo anyway. And then for Garo, you want to do the consecutive punch. And then pretty much just turn everything on auto. And then he'll start gaining damage. And you can max everyone if you want. I don't know, I'm using Shinigami Gremmy. Even though apparently I glitched too much. But the whole point of that video was just to say glitched is viable. Because I thought glitch was going to be like worthless. Because you don't get his main nuke passive. You don't get the passive where he gains plus like 5 damage per clone. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, the primary gains plus 5. So I thought the regular glitched one, it wouldn't apply like enough random effects that it would just die early. But even on the Infernal stage, which is the hardest early game content, it just didn't die. So I thought it was impressive. I mean, it wasn't like a new meta. Like the fact you can have 2 Reinhardts. Not Reinhardts. Regulus. Yeah. Or 2 Lelouches. Which it kind of confuses me that you can have 2 of those guys. Because you get minus 80 SPA. Or for Reinhardt, minus 160. But I feel like they should do what AV does. And make it animation based. Rather than SPA. Since like Guts can go to infinite damage, but he's capped by the animations he does, and he stuns himself. At least I'm pretty sure he stuns himself. But I feel like it would be a lot better than just hard capping them at 1 SPA. I guess it would kind of weaken SPA nerfs. And they would have to do it to all the old units. That's kind of the issue. There's too many units that they'd have to change. Because they were talking earlier about nerfing everybody's damage by 2000% just to make balancing easier for the devs. It was when Final Expedition released. And surprisingly, all the polls said no. But if it went through, that would be so hard balancing wise to go through every single unit. Because imagine you forget, let's say Gremory, and he's just randomly doing a 2.5 trillion nuke while the enemies have like 100 HP. There definitely should be a rebalancing though. Next update, Trust. Also Shinra, I got a mystical. So we're gonna have every godly mystical already. And I hope that the extreme boost doesn't require getting an entire new Shinra. Because Shinra's dungeon was the worst on release. Like Gilgamesh was bad, but Shinra's, you couldn't do more than 5 curses just because of how bad the early was. I'm just making sure. Because I've failed so many runs just because I accidentally popped this, or he doesn't have enough damage built up. Yeah, I'm not sure what this unit is. I was complaining to one of my friends about it, and they were talking about how, oh, you were complaining about slime, but now you're complaining about this unit. You're complaining slime was too difficult, but then this unit just gives it for free. And my issue with slime wasn't that it was too easy. It was just annoying. Because you had to do well over 50 clicks just to get your unit up and running. Or even more than that. And for this type of game, like macro simulators, it's so annoying for a unit to be any, like, engagement, I should say. I know that's, like, wrong. I guess the main point of these games is like building your team and then AFKing. It's kind of making me think, what's the point of these tower defense games to begin with? I guess it's goals. Like, I've never really had goals in my life, but thinking about how useful video game goals are, I think that's one of my regrets. If I just had goals earlier in life, I think I would be 10 times more successful. Because they always say, what do you want to be when you grow up? All throughout elementary to high school. But I just never had an answer for it. It's like, I don't know how you expect a literal child to know what they're gonna do when they grew up. I used to always just say, like, I'd be a hobo, I'd be a homeless man. But I think it was just me coping. Because I've always just had those ridiculous answers as just like leave me alone. I don't want to answer that type of answers. And I wish I corrected that earlier. Because that's how I kind of react to anything I don't like nowadays. If something's just bothering me, I just like say something out of pocket. And it just trains my brain to say, I don't want to interact with it. Just can I get out of this as quickly as possible? And it's kind of unfortunate. Sorry, I'm just doing calculations in my head to see if it's like enough kills. Since I've done this so much that all the numbers are getting mixed in my head. I guess it's better to live in your life with no regrets. I'm not sure if just forgetting it, or because forgetting it won't improve anything. So I think the best way to apply it is just to not really dwell on it, but see what I could do better moving forward. Since I've loved to test things, but actually putting it into practice, like consistently, it's so hard to build habits. Like, it takes so much energy to follow a routine. Because it just takes one day out of the week, and it feels like you've messed up, and you can't fix it or get it back on track. It's like you miss one breakfast, and oh well, I can't do anything else that day. Like, there's a certain amount of production I can do in a day, and it feels like whenever I get something wrong, that production meter goes down. Like, whenever I want to record a video, and I record it, and I mess up a few lines, or I stutter, it makes me want to redo it instantly. But I've been trying to get better at just leaving the stutters in. Because I could, if I really wanted to, edit it and trim it down. Like in my last video, I kept trimming it down, and it had to be 7+ days late. So I think it's better if I freestyle like this. But whenever I mess up, it just feels like I need to restart it, because it isn't what I could do. It's like my maximum potential. Like, I go through my entire life knowing I could do better, and it makes me angry when my body can't replicate what's in my brain. Because I think of this wonderful way to do something in my brain, like exactly what to say, and then it just goes wrong. And I know everybody's not perfect, but if it can happen in my brain, why can't it happen in real life? And it kind of makes me wish I practiced more as a kid. Because my entire life I've just been winging it. But it would be so much nicer if I practiced things when I was a kid, instead of just saying, oh well, it will sort itself out eventually. And I've also been afraid of just repeating myself over and over. Because every time I send TikToks to one of my friends, they say, oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've already heard that. Didn't you tell me yesterday? And it just makes me so angry that my brain can't remember what I've already said before. And it just goes deeper when I make videos. And I think about every topic I've done, and I don't want to go over it again, because it would make me feel awkward. It looks like we're to the end. So just make sure you use the lines of Sanzu at the very end. 400 trillion. Balanced. And nuke. 244. Thank you guys for sticking around. Please subscribe. Thank you. Love you all.